Bitcoin and crypto are setting up to explode. You've probably heard that a million times before, but I want to show you in today's video how it can explode and the majority will screw up this opportunity again. Really, really simple stuff that you can apply to any altcoin in the entire market space, provided you understand how this next part works. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more educational content and analysis-driven market research. BTC still in a pretty solid position going into the end of this monthly close. Another 22 hours to go until the month closes. Tomorrow's video, or Friday, but anyway, end of this week, we're gonna have a big video on the monthly recap and the monthly forward look on the markets, Bitcoin and cryptos, and also the stock markets as well. So make sure you are subscribed, like the content, you know the deal. All is looking good. That's what we want to hear, right? We don't want to hear that this thing is going to collapse. The levels below 61K, any sort of closing prices under 61K would be the start of something bigger, could be the start of something bigger. But for now, while the price remains above 61K and ideally above 63,600, which are these three bottoms here, two swing bottoms, and this little bottom right there, plus it's basically on the 50% of this entire corrective range. While it remains above that level, things are looking pretty strong for any sort of eventual move to the upside. So corrections are welcome, especially to 63, worst case, I think around that sort of 61. Bitcoin looking good. Over to the monthly close for cryptos, looking pretty good. This is total cryptocurrency market cap. This is really, really interesting, and I'll go into further detail, maybe now, let's do it. Volume, you can see here, big volume coming in, market corrected, but look at the volume on the down bars. These are monthly bars too. If you like candles, check out candles, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. It's giving you the same data, just looks slightly different. Red, the volume's dropping off when the market moves down. The volume picking up as the market tries to recover. Now we're into this particular bar here, and it looks like it's going to put in spinning top, doji, whatever you want to call it. I use bars. That's how I started trading 2010. So whatever that is, 14 years ago, started investing 17 years ago. I use bars, and this is called a key reversal for my type of analysis. Same thing if you use candles, just a different name. But the point of it is you had a big push down within that trading session and then a big buy up. And that is generally a sign of a low forming, or it is the low. And then you're going to see some sort of eventual upside. So basically like a pivot point in the market. It's good to see one of those, especially after 4 months down, especially after a big move up. And to add to that strength, it's sitting right above the 50% level. This 50% here, top to low, right through the middle. And look at how close it came to hitting that to the exact dollar and then bouncing away. So good to see some strong buying coming into the market as it hits that low. 22 hours to go. This could be a good close, and I'll go into more detail in the monthly analysis later this week. You might notice that the volume is dropping off, but that's okay too, because it's in a trading range, and eventually the supply gets bought up. You see the volume would drop off, supply gets taken out, and then as it breaks out, maybe you would see a bit more volume come into the market because you basically got the laggards, those laggard sort of traders, really trying to jump on board with that trend quite late. And then eventually, you know, it leads to that peak and so on and so forth. Volume picks up again for the red months, basically the corrective months, and the volume starts to drop off for the green. You know, on the way down, no one's really buying, and it just keeps exacerbating the move to the downside. But we don't need to worry about that now. Things are looking relatively good. Let's see how it closes in 22 hours. This is the total cryptocurrency market cap. Total cryptocurrency market cap, excluding Bitcoin, ETH, and stablecoins, also has a very similar pattern. Notice that I've got it, this is on candles, because this is a TIA indicator here. We can double click this and we can change it from candle to bar if you prefer so. There we are. Yeah, similar sort of signal here, right on top of this previous range that it hit, the resistance, support, bam, comes in at support, attempting to get to that 500 billion. Ideally, we should see this above 500 billion. Probably in August would be a great start for this. Nice to see the volume also increasing. So everything's looking relatively good for the crypto indexes. Tipping point back here, 180 billion. Tipping point somewhere around that 600 to 700 billion. Looking pretty damn good that we could get there over the second half of 2024. So we got that idea on board. Looks like things are picking up. It's not going to seem like an absolute party right now. The party feelings are these bars here. The party feelings are towards the end. So if you want those feelings in your jellies, that happens towards end of moves. And it happened again at this time when all those jelly feelings were coming out in November and January, February, March. You don't know what I'm referencing there. You know, it's other YouTubers talking about degenerate altcoins, and they typically talk very loud at those peaks and get really excited by the price action. And sure, you're still going to make some gains towards the end of the peak, but yeah, it's probably not that big long party that's going to go on forever that you've seen in the chart for a good part of 2 years. Look, 2019 to 2021, 2 years of it accumulating, and then it breaks out and it doesn't last all that long. So if you get those feelings in your jellies, just be careful, all right? We're going to talk a little bit more about that with the cryptocurrencies that you really need to watch out for when it comes to these times in the party time. Not much change on ETH since yesterday. I think tomorrow is going to be a good time to recap this. This is ETH versus BTC. We can see that it's still holding ground. US dollar and ETH, so ETH USD, still just holding above 3,200. So yeah, a few bucks, but 22 hours to go. Let's recap this tomorrow. There hasn't been much change in terms of the analysis. Still in a good position. Stronger would be above 3,400. If you can get a nice solid move, 100, 150 bucks in the next 22 hours, that would be so much better for Ethereum. Solana, on the other hand, could be its second highest monthly close of this bull market, going all the way back to December 2022. And the volume profile also looks relatively good here on Binance. You can see big volume come in at the top, it corrected, and the volume dropped off on that correction. So weren't as many people selling Solana. Look at the drop off there as well. The red months there, big volume on the breakouts, not much volume on the selling. So you've got this good accumulation occurring, and then increased volume compared to the last 3 months as the market rises again and hopefully closes above 50%. So in one of the stronger positions. That is also showing up for CAS, 2 days above this 50%. Where is it? The major bull market. And we want to see it get above the bear market 50%, which is this level here at 300, right? So you got multiple zeros and then the 3. That would be ideal coming into the end of the month. Look at the monthly chart here. Just a few more ticks to go to get above that. I do want to cover Sol USD, 180 bucks, also looking good above the 50% level. So yeah, all of this is looking relatively healthy. Let's move this to the top, to the bear market range, 134 bucks. Barring some major catastrophe for Solana, probably going to close above 134, which is the bear market 50% range. So all is looking relatively healthy for Sol. So a big move underway. Looks like there are going to be some pretty significant gains for this cycle. On a relatively quiet day in the markets, I thought I would bring you something a little more educational on how to read and understand those order books. Maybe a bit of a lesson here, especially as what I think is happening is these markets heading up over the end of 2024. If you want to see more of that, let me know in the comments section. Just some of those little hints and tips about how these markets work. Pinned comment, let me know down there. Otherwise, hit that like, subscribe to the channel.